All right, we got some updates, and it seems as if this November timeframe for Gervonta Davis is very real because he just had his first day of training camp, and his sparring partner for this fight and who this fight may foretell or hint at who the opponent is actually going to be. Let's talk about that. And again, throw some daggers at some people because y'all haters are not going to like this video. Throw some of these haters of the PBC some darts they're going to have to deal with in this video. All right, welcome back. Gervonta Davis is seen releasing sparring tapes and seeing him releasing photos of the aftermath of him sparring with 140-pound fighter Africa. Africa is whose government name is Richardson Hitchens. In a photo talking about camp has started. You also seen other messages out there from people in Gervonta Davis' camp about training having started. This is not too long after word and articles that came out that they should be fighting. Gervonta Davis's team should be fighting sometime in November because Al Haymon is back. Al Haymon is making these fights happen. Canelo Alvarez, I think, is the one they said that he's been actively involved in after some, family emergencies took place that kept him from working for a couple months. And I hope he's doing well. And I hope all that stuff has worked out for the best of him and his family. But he's back, and November is the date that people are saying that Gervonta will be back. He started training. This is, let's say, September. That's all September, October, and then you got November. So you're talking about 8 weeks out. He probably needs a really good, solid, 6 to 8 week training camp. He did not stay out very long, it appears. So the question is, remaining really is who is he going to fight? And another related question from there is how much of y'all Gervonta Davis clowns going to hate on it? You going to hate on it a lot. You know that's coming. You guys are going to hate on it a lot. So let's talk about it before you start going with it and answer some of the questions that you guys are going to have. Well, who's he going to fight? Well, my personal opinion and the most obvious leading candidate for that is a guy by the name of Rayo Valensuela for his 140-pound championship. That's the most logical conclusion. If you're looking at everything Gervonta Davis needs to do to accomplish the things that Gervonta Davis wants to accomplish, considering the political atmosphere that is out there in boxing. Rayo Valensuela checks the boxes more than anybody else. In fact, he's almost like a little mini Ryan Garcia. And by that, I do literally mean a mini one. Not as good, as dangerous, not as dangerous as Ryan Garcia. Some people might say that he's a more well-rounded fighter than Ryan Garcia. However, he is the WBA 140-pound champion. And therefore, he is somebody that would give Gervonta Davis another championship in a weight class where there is legitimate competition for him to have if he is to decide to fight at 140 pounds. He may stay at 135 pounds. We don't know that part of the decision, but if you say he's going, to try to give fights that make good money, Rayo Valenzuela is probably that guy. Got a Mexican fan base, just kind of like, and maybe they can draw on, a larger percentage of the fans that had supported Ryan Garcia when Gervonta fought Ryan, and they did, and their numbers were spectacular. It could be the situation where there are those fans who may draw interest in the fight. You also have David Benavidez, who Rayo Valenzuela was associated with at the time. And hey, man, you got that traditional rivalry, especially that traditional rivalry and for weight classes like 135, into 140 pounds. And the reason that I say that weight class 140, if you look at it logically, would be could be the weight class, could be the fact that Gervonta doesn't that Gervonta has some hurdles with the top rank fights that he wants to have at 135. So that right there, it makes more sense for 140, where he can get that fight. The other fights, there is no other champion he can fight. I don't think right now really at 135. That is as big a draw as Rayo would be for him. Not that I'm hopeless that Gervonta Davis can get those 135 fights, excuse me. Because I do believe he can get the 135 fights. I do believe he can get Beranicek if he wants Beranicek. And Lomachenko, I do believe that Lomachenko will take that fight next year. So, I'm not saying that's an overwhelming favorite for him to go to 140, because that 135 thing is very, very real. And honestly, he can do either one because of the fact that MGM Resorts is guaranteeing Gates for Canelo Alvarez. So they're going to guarantee the same situation for more than likely. There's an option at the very least for them to guarantee the gate for Gervonta. Oh man, that's huge. I'm telling you, that's huge. That's huge. That alleviates all any conversation about, as far as fights getting made with, say like Shakur Stevenson and, Turki Al-Sheikh. If Turki Al-Sheikh said, okay, we want to bring the money. How much money are you going to bring to talk somebody out of a guaranteed gate? You know what I'm saying? How? And to skip over a relationship with somebody that's giving you a guaranteed gate, because you may be able to get 3-4 of them out of them. If they're willing to say, hey man, come bring this. We need you to come to Vegas. We need you to come to one of our facilities so that we can send people from our other gambling facility over there. Just the options are just open for him. However, Rayo Valenzuela is also in that same economic, bubble with the MGM Grand, PBC, Al Haymon, because that's whose fighter he is. Right. So it's just very, very interesting stuff, man. Very interesting stuff. But the long and short of it is that that's the leading candidate. I think Rayo Valenzuela is the leading candidate. There's other people that would be good, but it's not, they can't sell it as if they've got another championship fight. And they didn't just beat up Isaac Cruz, right? And dominate Isaac Cruz like that and beat Chris Colbert, right? He did drop Edwin De Los Santos. Edwin De Los Santos wound up getting him, but hey, man, Rayo's doing his thing, man. He recovered. He bounced back extremely well from his loss to Edwin De Los Santos, which brings out hope eventually for me that Devin Haney can come back as well. And they may be able to do something in Vegas, but you better believe you know who the king of that Vegas finna be. It's finna be Tank, dog. It's finna be Tank. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.